After Poison Ivy spent some time exploring other planets in our solar system, she back home to me and Harley Quinn after she got done on her green planet, which is a Kepler planet outside our own universe I guess, and she also told me she visited all the planets in our solar system that are now like Earth. She even visited the new home of my people on New Krypton, the planet once called Jupiter, and I remember installing a force field technology around their planet without the cosmic sun regulator because Kryptonians are not like humans. And then one day Zod came and asked me to build a new cloning machine and codex, and then I did something miraculous. I made it so every clone could have children with all races, even humans. Even if they still have all their powers, they can have children, and my incredible powers shot forth, and I gave every Kryptonian man and woman the ability to have children no matter the alien race. Now they are similar to Viltrumites but with Kryptonian powers, and in an instant they all knew something special happened. And then Zod asked me, Lord Rao, what have you done? And I said, I have given you all the abilities to procreate with any species, even humans. Even if you have all your powers, I have given you all the freedom of choice. Even the clones and even the codex will have the powers to allow any Kryptonian to procreate with any living sentient humanoid alien species. Even with all your powers, every Kryptonian person is now incredibly fertile. And then Zod cried and bowed down and kissed my feet, and I said, there's no need for that, just don't start any more wars, I just want peace, you hear me? Even among our people I have given you back what you lost. Zod, your mission is complete now, you may rest knowing that you found a way to save your people. Goodbye, I will see you later, and you don't have to be alone, Zod. You may come to Earth and try to be in a romantic relationship with human women if you wish, it's up to you, or you can use the codex or the cloning machine I have built for you. You have plenty of choices, there's nothing holding you back from repopulating your race. You have no excuses, because even under a yellow sun with all your powers you can procreate with any type of woman and they can give you children. This is a gift for you and your people. Don't abuse it, don't abuse your authority, if you know what I mean. Be good to your lovers and know that I am always watching you. I see it all, Zod. And then my eyes glowed bright yellow. For a moment I will return someday to see what choices your people have made. Goodbye. And then I went back to Earth and I could sense Doomsday was coming, and I said, how is this possible? And I looked back at Zod and I said, this must be the original Doomsday, but even if it is, I am prepared for him. Then I know what this means. Soon I will meet him, I will meet Darkseid and I will destroy him. Waller came to me and she sat down in my apartment with Harley and they talked, and saw them both sitting down across from each other talking about something. When I stepped out of the elevator they both looked in my direction and Waller said, Bruce, it's nice to see you again, I need to talk to you. And then I asked, what is it this time, Waller? And she said, it's about a man calling himself Black Adam. We want you to bring him in because you're the only one capable of doing this. And I said, wow, he sounds powerful. And she said, yes, that's why I need a trump card in case Superman can't get the job done. And I said, you've come to the right place because I am still your trump card. And I asked, where is Black Adam now? And she said, he's in Kondak for now, and right now he's fighting the Justice Society. And I said, you mean that cheap knockoff version of my Justice League? They're derivative to say the least, they should choose a better name. And Waller said, interesting, because they were around before you came along. And then I said, well, they are still kinda copying my name, the Justice League. And Waller said, funny, they said the same thing about you. And I said I could care less about what Hawkman said or whoever said that. I didn't even know there was a Justice Society until I started looking into the matter recently. But no, I'm not copying them because I didn't even care to know they existed until now. And I asked, so they are trying to fight him now? And she said, yes, Hawkman and his team are on it now. And I said, put me in coach right now. And she said, are you sure? This whole thing just started. And I said, Black Adam is no match for me, and you know that he's just a user of the fabled Shazam powers, and my powers are beyond all the Olympians, and even my wife Wonder Woman knows that. Speaking of that, do you have eyes on Billy Batson? And Waller said, yes, we have the children under constant surveillance. And then I looked at my White Lantern ring and it glowed bright, and Waller asked, what's that? And I said, it's a power ring, you could say, and one day I will give to someone worthy of its powers. Only a true hero should wear it.